And now I would like to invite Mrs. Tenzin Choekyi to take the floor for 5 minutes. The floor is yours.
Thank you to the committee for your renewed attention on Tibet. 3 years ago at this committee, at this hearing, I described the suppression of Tibetan language worsening since 2021, the ban on informal Tibetan language classes and closure of Tibetan-led schools, the replacement of Tibetan textbooks with Chinese, detention of teachers and students, and promotion of Putonghua or standardized Mandarin Chinese in preschool kindergartens. Today, the situation has deteriorated significantly into accelerated legalized assimilation to create China's Tibetans in a Chinese nation or Zhonghua Minzu. As of March this year, those pre-existing practices are protected under the law on promoting ethnic unity and progress. Since the last hearing, one of the most alarming precedents was the ban on even optional Tibetan language classes. In Kanzi Prefecture, a secret notification issued in September 2023 banned Tibetan language classes in all middle to high secondary schools. Teachers and students were warned that sharing this information would result in punishment. This systemic erasure of language, or linguicide, now extends to universities. Refugees reported to us at Tibet Watch that from 2023 onwards, plans were underway to abolish the separate status of Tibetan studies departments in several universities. The plan is to merge 5 ethnic groups, Han, Yi, Tibetan, Uyghurs, and Mongolians, in a single department, with all instruction conducted in Chinese and students required to sit for exams and submit their thesis in Chinese. A refugee told us, both teachers and students must prepare for it. Another said, now it's over. All exams and final thesis must now be written in Chinese, leaving no space whatsoever for Tibetan language. A third refugee told us that in late 2020, in Zorge County, nearly 80 young monks were locked up for 2 months in an empty classroom for thought transformation, with no teaching or family contact. After that ordeal, many quit being monks. Some of them told that refugee it was impossible to stay a monk. In some areas of Tibet, children are barred from even entering religious institutions. Those who can are children recognized as tulku, or reincarnation of Tibetan Buddhist leaders, but they are also groomed with party ideology and education in the Chinese language for political indoctrination. Some children have suffered more and are also the strongest. Children of jailed protesters, of those who burned alive in self-immolation protests, of displaced farmers and nomads, children witnesses to police killings, and a 7-year-old boy that we interviewed who was slapped, beaten and jailed for over 7 months from trying to escape to India. Those are children whose innocence, whose need for love and compassion was robbed by the Chinese state after the 2008 Tibetan uprising in Tibet. We cannot forget their childhood, even if they are now adults. The Tibet they have seen forcibly transformed leaves no space for their memory, not even for the language their names belong to. In 2024, after one of the last remaining Tibetan-led schools was forcibly shut on graduation day, the school founder urged against despair and advised to pray for better fortune for education in the next life. Impermanence is indeed impermanence, Geshe Jigme Gyaltsen wrote online and requested everyone to continue shouldering their own responsibilities. That a school founder's final words offered rebirth as the only path forward tells us what has been made lost in this lifetime for an entire generation in Tibet. In July this year, the ethnic unity law takes effect, but Canada can take action against it. This committee can honor Tibetan language against China's linguicide in its education system. I urge all members of this committee to support a motion honoring April 30th as Tibetan Language Day. Government recognition now carries urgent significance for the Tibetan written language that unites Tibetans as a distinct people. It was originally initiated in Tibet in 2017 as Tibetan Calligraphy Day, a day chosen to reflect the 4 vowels and 30 letters in Tibetan. For the Tibetan refugee community here in Canada, they call Canada also their second home. Recognizing Tibetan language affirms its value as part of Canada's cultural diversity.
Can you wrap it
honoring
up,
this
please?
day-
Time is out. Wrap it, few seconds.
By honoring this day, Canada would stand with strength and dignity alongside the Tibetan people even after over 7 decades of Chinese colonization. Thank you.
Thank you.